Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. It's way overdue at this point, but Legendary Caeda has been out for quite a few days now, and so of course we have to clear her Abyssal map. And well, we're running Heavy Blade here on Nino to spam out some Dragon Fangs. Adult Tiki's running a pretty defensive melee set, and running Light Breath Plus so we can buff Nino when necessary. Legendary Zero, not gonna lie, we just have speed opening for the heck of it. I don't think it's necessary, but it might be at some point in the clear, maybe towards the end. This just allows Nino to constantly have a field buff on her, so we don't have to worry about needing to keep her in range of tactics. And Brave Veronica here running one of our usual sets on her, so let's just get started here. As for Legendary Caeda herself, I mean, she's fine. At best, for me personally, if I got her, I'd end up just using her as an arena assault unit. Maybe use her in Ether Raids from time to time, but honestly, she just has too many issues. One, not enough attack. I think she only has base 38 attack, which it's funny to say in this day and age that it's not enough attack, but especially with effective damage and the slew of enemies that debuff your attack during combat, you need to have a massive attack stat, even though you have effective damage to scale properly. So your Adult Tiki is just going to be walling all of these units and taking some of them out. But yeah, Legendary Caeda has no means against damage reduction except doing more damage, which in her case is not great scaling because she also doesn't have any reliable special acceleration, and there's just a lot of issues overall with her. But what can you do? We're gonna have Nino attack the Lance Fighter here. And here order doesn't really matter, we'll just attack the Sword Fighter with Adult Tiki now. Because either way she takes out the Sword Fighter, so there's no real drawback there.
I'm with you.
And now we can just dance with Nino, or dance with Legendary Zero, pick up the kill with Nino here at Dragon Fang. And probably one of the most important parts of the clear here, we're going to move Brave Veronica all the way to the right here. Reason being is that we want this Axe Flyer to head towards the right and not towards Nino, essentially. In that direction, we want the Axe Flyer to go straight right. For reasons that we'll get to in a little bit. Because we want Adult Tiki to take one of the Axe Flyer's attacks.
Okay.
And here, we get a bit fortunate here with the numbers. Nino is unable to one-run KO this Blue Cavalier, which means she can charge up Dragon Fang thanks to Heavy Blade. And now, with that Dragon Fang, we're just able to one-shot this Green Flyer, but it honestly doesn't matter too much because Nino is not going to be needing all of her HP here to survive. Clean 100 there. Speaking of Legendary Azura though, her remix was definitely a bit disappointing on the skills side of things. Getting attack speed push 4 is a pretty big L. I was hoping for V-Dual Flying 4, but you know, you can't get everything you're hoping for. Would have been nice though, for sure. Just for that extra 2 points of individual scoring. Definitely would help us out. And definitely would help her out, but she's still the only legendary dancer, legendary hero that's a dancer, so I mean, can't complain about that. And well, Grey Waves 2 essentially just giving now Null Panic as well. It's pretty eh. It's mostly catered towards enemy phase things, so like for my Nino, for example, in Ether Raids, where I hit end turn a lot, and there might be units that have weapons like, I don't know, the first thing that comes to mind is Spectral Tome, but that is so outdated. Like Panic Plus or something like Panic Manor, that's where the Null Panic would come in handy, but that's about it. So it doesn't really help on your player phase, because to get danced in the first place, you had to have used your action, which gets rid of the panic status. So not entirely sure there. It's again purely for enemy phase purposes. So like maybe if you initiate into an enemy and don't pick up the kill, and then you get hit by panic smoke or something, then the null panic would help out there, but it's pretty niche in that respect. But it's still something, nonetheless. Definitely an upgrade for sure in most instances. There's not many instances where you're going to want to intentionally debuff yourself. I've actually done that a few times with Nino, but it's so niche that might as well just run Grey Waves too. There's no general drawback there. But as you can see, Nino's nowhere near close to getting one-shot there, so taking 5 damage earlier would not have mattered. And now we're just left with this bow fighter here. Kind of annoying with instant bow and legendary Caeda herself.
Okay.
So we're going to unnecessarily reposition there, because we're going to reposition again. Accidentally grab the recording software, and once again we'll manipulate the AI, so legendary Caeda goes after Veronica.
Choose your path.
Brave Veronica, I should say. And just for the heck of it, we'll... Actually, nah, let's not do that. I was gonna do something funny, but we'll have Adult Tiki attack the bow fighter, once again buffing Nino, and just for the heck of it, we'll move Brave Veronica here, preemptively. Doesn't matter. That's clean one-shot there, and now we have Dragon Fang ready, so we all know legendary Caeda doesn't have a chance. As you can see, Nino already one-shots her, but just for the flex, we're going to buff Nino just to buff Caeda's res, since we have our field buff, and Wing Lifted Spear gives her +6 res there. Doesn't matter. Still going to take her out with a Dragon Fang, and there we go. Actually, I don't even think your weapon's proc there. I don't even know. I think she has to be within 2 spaces of an ally if she's not initiating to get that, so maybe that wasn't a flex. Probably wasn't. But anyways, overall, at the end of the day, legendary Caeda is the new highest scoring water legendary hero, so you gotta do what you gotta do if you're trying to keep up with max scoring, but we're not doing that. And of course, there's going to be other water legendary heroes in the future. The main thing that she brings to the table is the pair-up heroes now bringing back the stat buffs besides HP. So legendary Caeda gives speed. That's actually a huge deal going forward, because one of the things that happened ever since pair-up heroes were introduced is that units no longer got the extra attack, speed, defense, or res, depending on the legendary hero. Which is relevant at high scoring, because, for example, let's take a legendary Tiki, for example, who buffs defense. If you have 2 of her, she buffs any Earth Blessed ally during Earth Season by 8 defense, which is a huge deal on top of the HP. So going forward, that's going to be interesting to see how that shakes up matchups in Arena. But until then, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye!